90% of the people who buy their first Bitcoin lose money in their first year. Not because the crypto is a scam, not because the market is rigged. Beginners are buying at the top and selling at the bottom because nobody taught them the actual steps. They bought first and learned later. Today I'm going to flip that. By the end of this video, you will know how to buy your first cryptocurrency and where to store it so that no one can steal it, and how to avoid the mistakes that wipe out the beginners in their first month. This is going to be the actual playbook anyone can implement. So let's forget about the buzzwords for a second. Crypto is just a ledger, a record. Who owns what? Normally, bank keeps that ledger. You trust them and you keep it with them. Crypto spread that whole same ledger across thousands of computers worldwide. No single company control it. That's the entire innovation. Everything else built on the top of that. Bitcoin was the first variant of this. This is the digital currency no one can print off more than the required. Ethereum came after that and let the people build programs on the top of that ledger. That's where the things like decentralized app and stable coins came from. You don't need to understand the code. You need to understand why you are buying and why it has the value. That's the part beginner skips. And that's why they panic sell when they see a 20% drop in a single day. Here's the part nobody tells before you buy your first coin. The exchange you pick decide whether you are actually safe or not. There are many options you can choose from, but in this video, I'm going to share two solid options for the beginners: Binance and Coinbase. Each does the same core job. They let you turn your regular money into the cryptocurrency, but they built for slightly different people. Coinbase is the easiest to use. Clean interface, strong regulations. Great for someone who is buying their first $100 of Bitcoin. But there is a trade-off. It has slightly higher fees. On the other side, Binance gives you far more coins and lower fees. But the interface can be overwhelming for the total beginners. My advice is just pick one. Don't spread yourself across different multiple exchanges before you buy your first coin. Every legitimate exchange asks you ID verification. This is called KYC, Know Your Customer. If a platform skips this step entirely, that's the red flag you should be careful of. Here is where it gets dangerous. Buying crypto is the easiest part. Where you store afterward is where most of the beginners get robbed without realizing it could happen with you as well. When you buy a cryptocurrency on exchange, it sits in their wallet, not in yours. That's fine for small accounts, but for anything meaningful you want to control yourself, you have two options you can think of: a hot wallet and a cold wallet. A hot wallet which is connected with the internet. It is convenient and good for a smaller amount. But a cold wallet, it is a physical device which is completely offline. This is where you should keep anything you should not touching for more than months or years. Every wallet gives you a seed phrase, usually 12 words. This is the master key. Whoever has these words owns everything in that wallet. Write it down on a paper. Do not take any screenshot or notes on the Note app. I have seen many people lose their gains because they screenshotted and the screenshot got synced and the account got hacked. Here's the moment scammers are waiting for, because the biggest threat to your money isn't the market, it's the scammers who are watching you. You maybe see many times, send me 1 Bitcoin, I give you 2 Bitcoins. Rule number 1, nobody can double your cryptocurrency. No celebrity, not any official account, not any stranger in your DMs. Every variant of that is just a theft. Rule number 2, if the message creates an urgency, verify now or lose your funds. That urgency is attack. Real platforms do not threaten you by clicking the links. Rule number 3, this is where it gets even smartest people. Rug pulls. A new coin appears and they build hype around it. Price surge and then the creator disappears with all money. If a coin has no value, there is no established team, it gains 500% in a single week, that's not an opportunity, that's a setup. Here's the filter I give to my beginners. If you cannot explain why something has value in one sentence, you are gambling, you are not investing. Both are fine to do, but you need to know which one you are doing. Okay, now you know how to buy it safely, how to avoid getting robbed. Here's the part that actually defines whether you make the money in the long term. Start with the two most established assets, Bitcoin or Ethereum. This is the longest track records and the deepest liquidity they have. Think of these as your foundations, not a whole portfolio, but the majority of it. The strategy which actually works for the beginners called dollar cost averaging. Instead of buying just one lump sum at whatever the price today, you invest in a fixed amount on a set schedule weekly or monthly basis. This removes the guesswork of trying to time the market, which by the way almost nobody does successfully. Some months you buy high and some months you buy low. But over the time it will gonna average out. And most importantly, it is going to keep you emotionally out of the trade. Whatever you are seeing right now in this chart is just a normal thing. You need to accept it now. A 30% drop in a cryptocurrency is just a normal Tuesday, not a crisis. If that kind of swing make you panic sell, you are holding more than you should. The rule that saves most of the beginners: only invest money that you genuinely afford to lose. Not because it is going to go on zero, but because that mindset keeps you making rational decisions instead of emotional ones. Now here's what actually different in 2026 compared to the 5 years ago. It completely changed how you should read this. Both Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF are now fully integrated in a traditional finance systems. Pension funds, banks, and institutions hold crypto exposure the same way they used to hold normal assets. That just changed risk profile. It doesn't make crypto safe, but it makes the whole infrastructure around it more mature, more stable than the Wild West in 2017. Now regulations has caught up to as well. Major markets now have a clear rules on what exchange they must disclose and how they must protect their customer funds. Now there are very few places where bad actors can hide out, and it is your job to verify before even using them. So the opportunity is real here. The risk is also real here. Anyone is selling you one half of that sentence is trying to sell you something else. So let's bring it together. Here's what you should do in your first week. Step 1. Pick one exchange, Binance, Coinbase, or any one exchange you like to work. Complete their KYC. Step number 2. Buy a small amount, enough to learn the process, not enough to stress out. Step number 3. Move anything beyond a small amount into your wallet which you can control. Write the seed on the paper as I mentioned you earlier. Step number 4. Set a fixed weekly or monthly amount and just automate it. Let the strategy run without emotions getting involved. Step number 5. Ignore anything promising you guaranteed return. It sounds too good, but that's a red flag. Cryptocurrency is not a lottery ticket. It is not a scam either. It's just a tool. Like any other tool, it rewards that people who learn how to use it properly. Now you know more than most of the people did in their first day. What you do with it, it's up to you.